All right, everybody. What I want to do, I ain't going to show you the building process of it, but I want to make a waste oil burner and see how long. I got a half-inch ball joint so I can regulate how fast the oil comes out. And I bought this, and I'm going to put the hose. I'm going to make I'm going to make a platform for this to sit on, and I'm going to have the CPVC go up in here, and I'll seal it, and it'll drain out, and it'll drip into a fire, and we'll see how long a quart of oil lasts, or even 5 quarts. I'll put 5 quarts in there. It holds, how many gallons is this dang thing? 6 gallons. So that's what I'll do. I have to make a stand out of some old wood I have, and I got a bunch of oil I can fill it up with, and we'll go from there. All right, folks, let me show you what I got done so far. You could probably park a house on this darn thing. I got these holes drilled around. This thing is sturdy. I went crazy with the screws. All right, I got holes drilled down in the bottom for these giant things to anchor it in the ground in case it gets a little windy or whatever, because you got 6 gallons of oil up there, and you want it stable. I got a 5/8 inch hole drilled for here, CPVC pipe. It's going to come out of the barrel. I'm going to have to find grind a hole in there. But the CPVC pipe is going to come up through there. It's going to go in there, and I'm going to seal it. And then it's going to come out at a 90. It's going to come out here. And I put this in here for support. So it'll come out, and it'll drip right down on. So there you go. So that's it so far. Now I got to work on this bad bird. And the lid locks on there, so it won't come flying. It's pretty tight anyways. But that's what we got so far. So let's get going. Next step. All right, everybody, I'm all finished. Got it all glued together. I painted it to make it look a little bit better. Now, this, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I took another piece of pipe, and it's slightly bigger than the CPVC pipe. I think it was conduit, plastic, and it fit in there, and I glued it on, and I put some silicone around it to make a good seal, and I sealed it up from the bottom as well. This lid actually locks on there with the handle. But I got the ball valve, and it's going to drip. I can adjust on how flow is supposed to come out of there. And I got all that oil there, and I got that oil there. And I have about 5 more of these at work. And also what I did, this old sign, I'm going to rest this up on top of the fire pit. The oil is going to drip down through here, and I raised up the ends so if water gets in there, it goes away. It won't go down inside. It won't go down in there into the fire. So let's start this sucker up and fill it up and get it out there, fill it up, and see what we got. All right, I got one in there. Oh. All right. To get the drip right. All right, let's crack this open and see where we're going to go from here. The flame isn't going to be high at all. It's actually higher than what it's going to ever be now. I got to wait for it to drip down through there, run down through. I want it to slow down. The fire will go down a little bit. It's too greasy. I'm going to have to put like a shield here. See, look at that. That's not working. All right, it's going. I got a little bit of a break here, but it's still, the wind is still blowing a little bit. I might just, I got it going at a small stream. See, if I'm sitting here, it blocks the wind. But now it's dripping too slow. Well, it might be where I want it to be, where it drips now. See? That's where I want it to be. Probably a little bit slower than that, but because I turned the knob, I turned the ball valve, and by the time the oil reaches down to the end, yeah, I might have turned it off, but I would like to keep it dripping about that pace right there. I'd rather have a drip instead of a stream, because then the wind wants to blow the stream. So it might take a little bit to get used to the to adjustment to keep it going like that. That'd be fine. But that's way too high. That's a higher flame than I actually need. So, all right, I'll just keep coming out here every once in a while, looking to see how much it went down, and just keep going. All right, I run into a problem. I was wondering if it was going to leak around them rivets. It will until it gets down past it. It'll be fine. But I think I finally got the right. I think that's as slow as I can get that dang thing to drip. And when it's a drip, the wind won't blow it as bad, and it keeps going down in there, and it's going. That fire's going down in there, so I'll just let that go drip, because when you turn that dang thing, it takes about 5 minutes to get how fast it's going to drip, if it's going too fast or too slow. And I use the pliers, the channel locks, to twist it just a little bit. I think I got the right ratio. It's a little quicker than I wanted, but we'll see how long this goes. I started this at about 11 o'clock, and I'm sitting here dripping it down in there, and it'll make a mess around them rivets and stuff, but it'll be fine. We're going to see how long this will go now. All right, it's been 2 hours. It's still going. It's dripping. How much oil did I use? Come on. Oh, heck. That's still full. Good Lord. This might burn for a long darn time. All right, folks. It's 9 hours, and we're still dripping. And let's look at the top of this, see what... Oh, yeah. How? I don't know, but 9 hours. All right, folks, since that, it ended up burning out around between 3:30 and 3 o'clock and 5:30 in the morning. It ended up burning out. It wasn't. So I want to try something else. Here's what I'm going to try. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to cut this, roll it up, and I'm going to fill this full of a towel, and I'm going to put oil in there, and it's going to act like a candle, but a candle burns from the bottom up, the wick. Well, if it's dripping in here, I'm thinking it'll last longer. So let me cut these and roll them up and pack this full of stuff, and we'll go on from there. All right, I repositioned it. It's still leaking around those rivets. How much we got in there? All right, got still a lot in there. The water dripping out of there. Still got a lot in there. And now, what I did is I modified it, and this will block the wind from interrupting it. And I'll put this down in there, get it started, and just let it drip. So me cracking this open just enough to get it to run out very slow. All right, I got it all set. I had to redo it. I took that block out of there because I was afraid the fire was going to be too high. I was going to hit that. So I put it on the ground, and it's just dripping right down in the middle of that. And we will see. It's 2 o'clock. It's dripping a little faster than I want. I think we'll be all right. I think it'll burn off. I think it'll burn off that fast. Okay, we'll see you back in a little bit. All right, folks, it's the next day. I am tired of this. That thing, I cannot crack this just enough to where it'll drip out. Either I crack it too much or I crack it not enough. So I'm going to have to drain this, clean this thing up, and revamp it. I am pissed. All right, I'm going to apologize now for making this video so darn long. All right, I cleaned that thing all out. I cleaned it with brake fluid, and I have a 5-inch nipple, and I carved that out a little bit bigger to thread this, and it threads in there. I'll go all the way up to about there, and you can see it inside. And what I'm going to use is JB Weld. This stuff is awesome. Got oil all over my hands. This stuff is awesome. That'll seal that up. That will seal that up. You watch. Now you got the steel and you got the hardener. So I'm gonna use the rest of this up. I have to get some more tomorrow. All right. Let me just start off by saying, holy hell, if this doesn't work, I give up. All right. I got the faucet handle on there. That way I can regulate a lot easier how much oil comes out. And I JB welded it inside, as you know. And I had that 3-foot piece, but I was like, that's a little bit too long. So I got a 1 foot and an 8 foot, or a 1 foot and an 8-inch or a 10-inch, whatever. Because then it was like too long and way too long for it to drip out of there. So I filled it up to the rivets. So that'll work. Now I just put this on and crack that sucker open and wait. It's going to take a little bit for it to start dripping out. I'll light that because I primed it with oil. So I'll light that and we'll get it dripping and we'll set the timer. All right, I think I got it. So we'll just say 11 o'clock in the morning that I finally got the drip how fast I want it to drip. And man, I can regulate that really fine. And it's going pretty good down in there. Because if it goes in a stream, any breeze will blow it out and won't go in that hole. And look, I found this little spider walking around. Daddy Longleg. He's walking around up here, and all of a sudden he just lays out flat. It must be warm. Is he alive still? Yeah, he's alive. I felt this. It's pretty warm, so he must like it. He did a big circle, and he just laid right down right there. So, all right, we'll come back in a couple hours and see where we're at. All right, everybody, I put this dang thing. It stopped working. It didn't stop working, but I put it down here so it was like just above so I can see the trickle just the same, and the wind wouldn't blow it. But it died out, and this stuff wears out. All it is that cloth. And I just burned up a bunch of stuff to clear it out. And this stuff just doesn't work at all. The thing burned for like 2 days. You see, I'm going to say about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. It burned for 2 damn days. So you can probably guess how long that's going to take to burn. But in the meantime, let's take this out of here. I have something that's better. You can see it just breaks apart. And I can't keep coming out here and pulling it up out of the can because it's not wicking. Yeah, that'll probably burn really easily. What I have is this stuff. This is carbon felt. I'm going to cut the can down. And this stuff supposedly will not wear out like this. You can see at the top it wears out. This will constantly be fine. So I'll never have to pull it up out of there or anything. It won't wear out. So I'm going to cut the can in half and line this and use this and see and refill that up to the rivets and just see if this stuff works just better than that. So let's get on with that. I'll get everything set up and everything, and we'll go from there. All right, it took some time, but I got it. I burned that other thing up I had in there. It's dripping about once every second, and it's, if I can get it in the shot, it's burning. So we're going to see if this stuff wears out. Hopefully it doesn't, like the guy said, and we'll see. Took a little bit to get the, you know what I should have did was put the faucet there, the handle, That way it doesn't have to travel that far, and I can regulate a little bit easier. But I did what I did. So it's noon, so we'll see where we go from here. All right, it's been 2 days. I am done with it. It stopped dripping and it went out. I am sick of it. Now, some people are probably smarter. There's probably a better way of doing this. That I don't know how to do it, but that's how far it went down. So I have another idea what I'm going to do with all this oil. And look at this, a metal coffee can. When was the last time you seen one of these? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill it up. I'm going to put that oil in here. And I'm going to take that carbon felt and I'm going to put a square on top of it and I'm going to light it. And how long will this burn in here? I'll put it on a thing and I'll cover it up so rain don't put it out. But how long do you think that would burn? I say 4 days maybe. We'll see. Let me fill it up and put the thing on there and get her going. All right, as you expected, it wouldn't work. The piece I put in there just sunk to the bottom. So I just draped a big piece over there and it goes down to the bottom and I lit that sucker on fire and we'll see how long this lasts. And that's another piece from that can. I just making a damn mess, ain't I? All right, we'll see how long that burns. If it ends up wearing out too, probably will. It's been about an hour since I started that. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow when I get home from work. All right, I'm officially done with this damn thing. I am irritated with it. This morning I came out and it was just out. And apparently that wide of a wick, it would soak up a lot. Look at that. It would soak up a lot of oil and just burn the hell out of it. I wonder what this feels like. It's just, it just crumbles. Okay. All right, I got to dismantle this thing, and I got some fittings and stuff I can keep. I got an air compressor I want to work on. We'll try something with that. So I'll see you in the next one.